Hello, everyone. Welcome again to another Teacher Joseph podcast. We're now at 12 days before Christmas. And of course, there's a very famous Christmas song called The 12 Days of Christmas. You might know it. On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me. And on day one, it's a partridge in a pear tree. And then the song continues, on the second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me two doves and a partridge in a pear tree. And then it continues, for example, on the fifth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 5 gold rings. 4 calling doves, 3 French hens, 2 doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. It continues. It's a lovely song, and there's been many funny versions of that song made over the years. For example, on the first day of Christmas, my true love sent to me a headset to do more Skype English lessons. On the second day of Christmas, my true love sent to me a new microphone for doing my podcasts. And there's all kinds of spoof versions. Something which is funny, or perhaps a parody version of a song. We call it a spoof version with an S. S-P-O-O-F. Anyway, that's not what we're going to talk about today. Today, we're going to talk about Whamageddon, and this game that people play at this time of year. Whamageddon is a harmless game where you try to avoid the song Last Christmas by Wham, that's George Michael and Andrew Ridgeley. You try to avoid that song all the way through the Christmas period. The objective is to go as long as possible without hearing that song, Last Christmas. Now, I'm going to be talking about the lyrics of this song later. I won't be playing the song, but I'm just telling you in case this affects your Whamageddon competition, if you're having one, because some of you I know, as well as trying to avoid the song, are trying to avoid anything related to the song. So it's basically a game where you have to avoid hearing Last Christmas by Wham. And the more you can do that, the higher the chance that you win the competition. The game started on December the 1st and finishes at midnight on December 24th in your local time zone. It only applies to the original version of the song and not any remixes or covers. And as soon as you hear the song, you're out of the competition the moment you recognize it. And when you get hit, that's what they say when you hear the song, you go to social media and you post it. You post a message saying that you've been eliminated. So Whamageddon, taken of course from the word Armageddon, is when you go as long as possible trying to avoid the Wham song. Now, I'm going to be reading the word, so that shouldn't affect your competition if you are doing Whamageddon this year. Very annoying song, huh? Really. I mean, it's one of these songs that stick in your head the moment you hear it, but it has some nice lyrics, including an English idiom. So I thought it would be nice to go through the lyrics. And we're going to do that now. Whamageddon here is extremely popular. I was listening to the radio the other day, and the presenter said, oh, by the way, just to let you all know, We will be playing Last Christmas by Wham. We'll be playing that at exactly 2 p.m. So if you are playing Whamageddon, please remember to switch off your radio for a few minutes or turn the volume down. So there we are. Yeah, so at least they give a warning. Right, here we are. So the lyrics of Last Christmas by Wham. Don't worry, I'm not going to play it and I'm not going to sing it either. So, last Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very next day, you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to somebody special. Okay, so to save me from tears means to stop me from crying. Okay, to be saved from someone else, of course, is to be taken away from that particular thing. But we use it in English to talk about things, normal things that we're doing every day. For example, to save me buying more Christmas presents at the shops, I'm simply going to go to eBay in these last remaining days. To save me going out in this bad weather, I'm going to ask the supermarket to send my groceries. To save me. It basically means so I don't have to. And in this case, he's saying to save me from tears, in other words, to prevent me from going into any trouble, I'm going to give my heart to somebody special. To save me from tears. Okay. So if I say, for example, I'm going to post a Christmas card to my friend that lives in South Africa. I'll do it now to save me from worrying that it's not going to get there. So it's just like a kind of a double check to make sure it gets there on time. Yeah, to save me from. Some people say to spare me from. Okay, or to deliver me from, or to get me out of doing something. For example, if I want to get out of having a Christmas dinner, I can tell someone I'm not feeling very well, for example. To save me from going, I'm going to give an excuse. There we are. So to save me from something is when you don't want to go through a particular thing which may cause you particular upset or harm, or even just maybe something you don't want to do. Okay. Right. So see, he's saying here to save him from tears, he's going to give his heart to somebody special. Let's continue with George Michael. He then repeats, he says, last Christmas I gave you my heart, but the very next day you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to somebody special. And I'm deliberately not singing this song, okay, or giving the tune, in case you are playing Whamageddon. Right, the next verse says, once bitten, twice shy. That's an English idiom. We use it a lot to mean that if something happens to you once, you'll be sure not to do it again. So once bitten, twice shy is referring, of course, to having been bitten by an animal. Once bitten, twice shy. So once bitten, twice shy, I keep my distance. That means I stay away. I keep my distance. I look at the situation from afar. Oh, I saw my friend in the street every day. Sorry, let me rephrase that. It's not I saw my friend in the street every day. I want to say I saw my friend in the street yesterday and I kept my distance because I didn't want to speak to her. If I do use that first phrase, I saw my friend in the street every day last year. I could also say, but I kept my distance every day. And then George Michael tells us, but you still catch my eye. That means you still make me look at you because I know you're so beautiful. If something catches your eye, it means that you want that thing. For example, I've been on social media looking at Christmas presents and I'm seeing a Japanese puzzle cube. It's like the Rubik's Cube, but it's Japanese and it looks wonderful, actually. I'm thinking of buying it. It's catching my eye every time I log in. And then George tells us, tell me, baby, do you recognize me? Well, it's been a year. It doesn't surprise me. Oh, really? Interesting. And then George tells us, and he's talking about the gift here, I think. I wrapped it up and sent it with a note saying, I love you. I meant it. Now I know what a fool I've been. But if you kissed me now, I know you'd fool me again. Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Okay, so he's obviously sending a gift, presumably to his... He was gay, wasn't he, George Michael? So presumably it's to his boyfriend. It says, I wrapped it up and sent it with a note saying, I love you. I meant it. Now I know what a fool I've been. But if you kissed me now, I know you'd fool me again. Yeah, that means to pretend. If you fool someone, you're not telling them the truth. You're telling them a dishonesty. Something dishonest, a lie, for example. Right. And then he says, oh, baby. Oh, interesting. Yeah, he says, a crowded room, friends with tired eyes. I'm hiding from you and your soul of ice. So he's saying here that his new friend has a soul or a heart made of ice. My God, I thought you were someone to rely on. Me? I guess I was a shoulder to cry on. Oh, this is an interesting one. You'll like this. A shoulder to cry on. Yeah, that's another English proverb. Oh, George likes his proverbs, doesn't he? It's an idiomatic phrase, and it means that you are a person who's only there to support another. I have a friend like that. She only ever calls me when she's fighting with her husband. I am the shoulder to cry on. It means, metaphorically, I am the person that she comes and cries with. If you imagine a woman or another very annoying being putting their head on your shoulder, that's crying, a shoulder to cry on. Yeah, and then George tells us, a face on a lover with a fire in his heart, a man under cover, but you tore me apart. Okay, a face on a lover with a fire in his heart, a man under cover, but you tore me apart. Okay, I've no idea what George is talking about there, but he does tell us that something tore him apart, and that basically means, using the verb to tear, that he was very upset at something. It tore him apart. That's the past tense of the verb to tear, to rip. If something rips you apart or tears you apart, it's emotionally very hard. And then George tells us, now I found a real love. You'll never fool me again. Oh, really? Oh, I don't remember who that was. Oh, very interesting. So those are George's lyrics. I say George's lyrics. I mean, I'm assuming he wrote this. It doesn't say here, but he was the songwriter of Wham, wasn't he? So, let's see. George Michael wrote the introduction, it says here, and melody to the song in his old room at his parents' house in 1984, when he and Andrew Ridgeley paid a usual Sunday visit. He went upstairs for an hour and then played the melody to Ridgeley, who described it later as a moment of wonder. That's very funny. A moment of wonder, but yet now we play a game to avoid it. Every instrument on this track was written, played, and produced by George. The band donated all of the royalties from the song to the Ethiopian famine. This is the biggest selling single in UK chart history not to reach number one. In Germany, the song was the most successful Christmas single of all time, and it has charted every year since 1997. Charted just means in the musical charts. Yeah, not if you're playing Whamageddon, it won't be charting. Certainly, I don't want to hear it. Anyway, time for me to go. Time for me to go. I'm rushing off downtown this morning. I will be making a video clip and I'll be posting that on my YouTube channel. A few things I want to do. I need to... Well, I want to pop into the church to see their nativity scene. You know, the churches always put up Jesus, Mary being born, Jesus being born in the stable with Mary and Joseph looking on. You know those little sets? We call them nativity scenes or nativity sets, okay? It's like a little image of Jesus and Mary having the baby, Jesus, in a stable. So the churches always create those. I'm sure in your country as well, although ours are always very small. I remember in Spain, they used to make them huge. They would take up half the church. So I want to pop in and see the nativity scene in the church. While I'm there, I suppose I should really say sorry for that podcast I made about Celine Dion some months ago. I mean, I don't like her or her music, but yeah, I really should go to confession and, have my yearly absolution, my yearly forgiveness. So while I'm there, I know they're having an all-day absolution event. It would take me all day to go through my podcasts for all the terrible things I've said. I might pop in and, say sorry about what I said about Celine Dion as well. And that's me ready for Christmas. My heart will once again be free and pure for the next year. Yeah, so I want to do that. I also want to make a video clip for you so you can see the Christmas decorations in my town on YouTube. I'll probably make some Gaelic video clips as well for my other Gaelic YouTube channel. And that's my day. And then I'll be back here by 12, ready to take on my first victim. So there we are. Have a wonderful day, whatever you're doing. See you. Bye.